Hello, Aquarius. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. Website is schifferbooks.com. Feel free to freeze frame and get the spelling of that if you would so like it. Supportive Oracle cards. You are... There we go. You are Clairvoyant Oracle cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. Website is rockpoolpublishing.com.au. A as an apple, U as an umbrella. Okay. What do we have for Aquarius? Okay, interesting. Okay, we'll take this one. Oh, got us at the bottom here. So something needs to play out. Something needs to play out. I keep getting that. It's kind of like, all right, it's time. It's time to move things forward. The moment has about arrived. Things have been going along in a way that you're kind of, well, for you, I think they're predictable. You can see where things are going. And when I say that, it's like other people might be baffled about how this happened, how that happened. But I feel like you're easily able to read between the lines. Like, well, when that person is limping around, you know something's going to happen because they're in a bad mood when they're limping and they're looking to start trouble. And then they're probably going to go over to that one because that's their favorite target and blah, 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 blah. So you kind of see how things are going to work out. I wouldn't say you exactly know, but you're kind of like, yep, something's going to start today because that's going on. Or you kind of have been able to kind of navigate the waters pretty well because you saw the triggers and you did what you needed to navigate that successfully. You stayed out of a lot of issues when you decided that you didn't want anything to do with such issues. The thing is, even though that's been going on for a while, the Tower is coming in. And it's kind of like, I feel like when I get the Goddess card at the bottom here, they're saying, yeah, that's been good, that's been fine. It was, as long as it lasted, it was fine. But it's time for things to kind of be shaken up a little bit. You have a great mind, you have a very strong mind. That mind wasn't meant to be just left to the side and just be like, oh, isn't that pretty? No, you have a great head on your shoulders, and it's time to use that brain. Because you have a lot of talents, and the Tower's coming in. Your moment to shine is coming forward. I'm getting partially kind of like, I don't know if I want to, but I guess if I have to, I will. I'm getting that energy. You've been very comfortable keeping things where they were. The Hanged Man, I feel like I was comfortable with things just being where they were. But the Tower comes in and it's kind of like, all right, it's time to shake things up. And what might be shaking this up is some type of notice, or somebody might be... I'm getting some type of letter, some type of message. I know it says automatic writing, but I get this like a communication card. But it's almost like, you know, something you're reading or something like... I don't feel like it's face-to-face communication. I feel like it's some type of notice. Could be literally a sign or a change that's going on around you. And you're getting the hint that the Tower has fallen. And it's your moment to kind of move forward on this. I do feel I feel a reluctance on your side, kind of like, I don't want to. And you can't make me if I don't want to. There's something more with that. Let me just... The Two of Swords. You're trying to block it. You're trying to block it. You're just like, I don't want to. It doesn't matter if I can. I don't want to. Whatever this is, I keep getting the universe is moving it into position. You can avoid it for only so long. The sooner you get involved, the faster it passes. I don't think it'll be easier, but the sooner you get involved, the sooner it passes. So yeah, you're just avoiding the inevitable. It's whatever has to be done has to be done. I'm going to use a baking analogy. It takes as long as it takes. Like, when you're putting something together, there's certain processes. It takes as long as it takes because things and ingredients have to come together in a certain way. It has to bake a certain time at a certain temperature. There's really no viable shortcuts to get a good outcome. So it's going to take a certain amount of time. It's just like you could start it today and be done with it in, say, 2 or 3 weeks, or you could wait a couple months and then still have to take those 2 to 3 weeks and still have to deal with it. So you can avoid it for a certain amount of time, but it's still going to be what it is. You're meant to help the situation filter out what's not right and what is right. There's a lot of confusion here that I feel. When I feel this card, I feel confusion that needs just somebody to sort it out. People seem to be confused with what's supposed to be here, how this is going on, how that's going on. You can sort it out. You can read between the lines. Other people might be like, I don't understand why this is happening, and you're going to step into a situation, well, I think I do, and I'm sure I can figure it out if I don't know it right off the bat. Time for you to step forward and sort out the situation. It needs to be sorted out. I don't feel like it's even a challenge for you to do so. It's not about the challenge of sorting it out. It's probably more than likely dealing with the people that you have to sort it out. And getting these people to do what they're supposed to do to help you sort it out, or help things kind of go where they should be. It's kind of like, now that we've sorted it out, we know that these things over here they shouldn't be here, so we need to get rid of those and put them where they're supposed to be. Now we see these things over here should be here. There's other things we need to add in to make them more lucrative, to make them thrive better, so let's find what we need to do to make those changes so we can bring in what we need to add to what should be here versus what we need to get rid of. You're very viable in this situation. People don't move the quickest in this situation. It might be one of the reasons you really don't care for it. If this reading is hitting, I have a feeling this really is why it doesn't, because people do move slow, and I feel like that's very aggravating for you. But as you show them how it should be, what needs to go, what needs to stay, what we need to find to add into what is going to stay, they are doing it. They're slow at it. They might take a minute to understand why you're saying that. They might take a minute to believe you. But the more you show them, the more they understand. You can work with this energy. I just don't feel like you care to. It's a slower moving energy, but it is very dependable. Once it's where it's supposed to be, it will stay balanced, and it will stay where it's supposed to be. So however long it takes, it will be worth the effort. I feel like you might not believe that at first glance. You may not be like, will it though? Will it go where it's supposed to? More like, not so much where it's staying where it's supposed to, but getting it there. That might be like, will it though? This situation needs to change. It's hard for you to believe in it. What number is that? The 7 of Swords. I don't want to deal with it. I kind of want to move on from it. I feel like I constantly have this, like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be involved with this. I don't want to do this with these people, because you gotta handle it a certain way, and I don't really like working that way, and I gotta play nice at times. There's other times where I don't need to play nice. Well, there's other times where I can't play nice, but I gotta be very mindful about how I do play the game. It's very sensitive. Your game face is definitely on, but a lot of it's like, I don't want to do it because the way I gotta handle it, I don't care for. It's like I gotta be nice a lot of the time, and I don't want to be. I also, when I do have to be a little bit more aggressive, I gotta be very careful about how I do that, and I don't care for that either. But you can do it. Just don't like doing it. Just don't want to do it. It's going to be a process. It's like it's going to take some time. It feels like I'm fighting an uphill battle. I'm questioning if I'm having an effect like the effect I want to have. The 5 of Swords usually is like the fruitless win. And I got that on the dice too. The 5 of Swords, kind of like, I feel like I'm fighting this uphill battle, and I don't even know if it's worth it. What am I really getting out of it? Is this situation really working? You will have a good outcome. The Three of Wands, it's slow. It's half in, half out. It is slow, but it will work correctly when you're done. It needs to be fixed. This situation needs to be fixed. Once it's where it's supposed to be, I feel like we're good. I feel like I'm going to go back to the beginning again. It's kind of like you can hold it off for a while, but it's just that much longer where the situation isn't working correctly. It's almost like if we're dealing with like a dinner, because I like to use cooking analogies, there's certain nutrients that people need that they're not getting, and they're getting sick because their immune systems aren't getting what they need. So they're not able to do what they need to do. They're not able to function properly. They're not getting the right nutrients. They're getting sick more than they need to. That causes a lot of issues. The sooner you get in there and you sort this out, it's a process. It is a process. But the sooner people stop getting sick, the sooner people start having the energy they need to do things correctly, the better they're going to feel, the better you're going to be able to navigate this too. Because I do feel like when this is where it's supposed to be, you'll be a lot happier because it's kind of like things are working the way they should. So you can hold it off, but it's just like it's that much longer that you have to deal with people who are just difficult to deal with. It's kind of like when in the beginning I used that analogy of somebody limping around and then they're in a bad mood, so they're being mean to other people and triggering this and doing that and causing this issue and that issue. When this gets sorted out, it's kind of like figuring out like, why is that person limping? Let's take care of that issue. Let's take care of this other issue over here, which is with this other person, so we don't have people doing these triggering things. So this situation isn't like a mess anymore. Not as much as it was, at least. I don't want to act like it would be perfect. I'm not saying that. But it won't be as much of a mess as it was. So they're saying you can hold it off, but sooner or later that tower, you're going to have to deal with the tower. It's kind of like the tower's going to fall. The tower's falling all over the place. Sooner or later, somebody's got to pick it up, and it's going to be you. If this reading is hitting, of course. Anything else? Alright, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.